What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Madhouse podcast. I'm Connor Graham, joined with my fellow co-host Ryan Byrne, and
Hello.
today our two guests, Ian Figueroa and
What's up?
Brendan Christie. Also, guys, make sure if you're not already and you enjoy what we're putting out so far, make sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe. Yes, we're those generic YouTubers now, but also if YouTube is too hard for you guys to find us or too hard to watch when you're on the go or at work or anything like that, and you want to listen to us anyways, we are also available on Instagram, Spotify, and Google Play. So you can follow us there and get up to date on all of our latest episodes or releases or anything anytime you want. So make sure to follow us any place, anytime, any location or anything, and we'll keep you guys updated on everything we're doing. All right, though, jumping into this today, just this morning, actually, Pokemon and the Nintendo and Game Freak and all of them, they had a release today where they announced Pokemon Unite, which is not your typical
Oh yeah.
Pokemon based game, not even your typical Pokemon based mobile game or anything like that. It's a MOBA. And what I
Oh,
mean by that is it's not your typical 3 lanes, different roles, whatever MOBA. This is 2 lanes where you choose from an array of Pokemon. I think it's 5 people per team. And you start off as your base evolution form at level 1. And instead of towers or Nexus or minions or anything like that, there are 5 different capture points on each side of the team or each side of the map. And your Pokemon have to go into the jungle and fight wild Pokemon and beat them to level up and capture them so you can drop them off in your enemy's capture points to score points. And the main objective is the last team after the 10 minutes or however long the match is with the most points wins. And
interesting.
to me, that's really cool as an idea for a MOBA. And I know the community is like, hey, what the fuck? Where's our remake of Diamond and Pearl?
They all hate it.
Where's Let's Go Johto? Even though we have no concrete evidence of this. And it's like, I'm right there with you. I'm upset about that. I want a Diamond and Pearl remake really badly, and I want all those games really badly. But to me, this is cool and this is interesting. And I like that they're stepping out of their comfort zone yet again to try to provide another type of game and everything like that. And that's really cool to me. And it is free to start, which means there are going to be microtransactions, but that's a MOBA. Every MOBA has microtransactions, whether it's skins or characters or whatever. And it is also cross-play between the Nintendo Switch and your mobile device like iPhones, Androids, whatever.
Wow.
I'm curious to see how they handle like microtransactions. Like, are they going to be like, hey, there's skins in this for the different evolutions, like, or like,
That would
so you can get like Gigantamax as a skin instead of the final evolution for like Charizard or Blastoise. I think that could be really interesting, but also 47 or 48 cannon Blastoise running at you on a MOBA just sounds terrifying.
at least it's not like a smite perspective. Imagine seeing that just coming
Third
at
person.
you like that. Ugh.
I'm
Yeah.
especially curious because with the Nintendo only recently, and by recently I mean like a year or two ago, whatever, getting into the whole DLC game and like everything like that and charging more than just the base game. It's interesting how they're going to handle microtransactions on top of that. Like, are they going to be cheap as fuck? Are they going to be too expensive? Or are they going to hit the nail on the head? And is it going to be like an actual reasonable amount?
It's
I think they'll
gonna
do
be
pretty
interesting.
well. Like going from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where you have like the character pack where you basically get every release. I think
Mhm.
it's pretty fairly priced. So I think they'll probably do a pretty decent job, at least with the pricing.
I hope so.
It's not their first time doing microtransactions, at least. Like, they have a little bit experience with Pokemon Go and stuff. And
Hmm.
I don't see this game being as big as Pokemon Go, just because, like, it's a real, like, engaging game is the best way to put it. Whereas
I would
It's
Pokemon
not
Go,
for
you
the
could play
casual
passive.
man.
Yeah, that's kind of... I
Ugh.
could see them running, like... I want to see Is there going to be a battle pass? Is there a
Oh,
Poke
no.
Pass?
There's gotta be a
Pokemon Battle Pass.
Poke
the
Pass
research
has
gotta-
to be the name, right?
The Poke Pass, yeah.
It's gotta.
Something like that, at least.
But it's going to be fun to see it. I feel like Switch players are going to just stomp anyone on mobile.
I mean, that's the case with any
Yeah.
cross-play game, is that mobile players suck. Like, I'm sorry if you're the king of mobile Fortnite or
Or
whatever,
Mobile Dead by Daylight.
mobile Dead by
Oh,
Daylight or anything, but it's just you're on a different level when you face someone who's on a console or on like a PC or something like that. It's an entirely different ball game for those people because they have more control. And it's not haha iPhone go burr. It's I have a controller, I can do this. I have a keyboard, I have all these buttons. I don't have one little joystick on my phone that oh shit, I got Cheeto dust on my finger so I can't move now.
I'm optimistic for it. I just
I
don't
honestly
know.
I hope it's gonna be good. I really do.
Yeah.
As someone who's fallen down the rabbit hole of Pokemon once again with Sword and Shield and everything like that, I'm honestly hoping that it's really good. And I think what interests me the most about it is the the way it plays seems very different from any other MOBA that I've seen so far because there's no towers or minions or anything like that. It's you fight these monsters in a jungle camps all around and you beat them and capture them and then take them to the enemy's points to capture them. And when you capture enough, that point kind of closes down and you move on to the next one until you're basically at the nexus, but it's not a nexus, it's just another point.
Right. So is there obviously there's gonna be like team fights and stuff like that, we would assume, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Each Pokemon, which is what they are, they're Pokemon. Each Pokemon gets different moves as you level up in the game, and
Oh, yeah.
you can choose which moves your Pokemon will learn and which ones they won't.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can have two people playing Snorlax, but one will be a huge tanky kind of Snorlax. The other one will be like a here, I'm gonna melee ability everyone kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can choose different abilities to build the characters different, which is honestly really cool.
I
And it
think
gives
that
more versatility.
I think that's going to be a cool way to solve the idea of builds in regular MOBAs where you're buying items, and it supplements that and will give people the option to personalize how they're playing. Of course, there's going to be like, oh, this is the best setup for like Snorlax to go up against like Blastoise or whatever. But it's going to be really cool seeing how each time you're playing that character, you could play and be tweaking it a little bit till you get something that's just right, like how you want to play.
You think type advantages are still going to be a thing?
So
No.
they talked about it. They said there's no type advantages, and I get it. It's still weird.
That would have added, in my opinion, like just another level of complexity onto that to set it apart. Because instead of being like, oh hey, yeah, say it's just like a fire type and a water type against each other, and it's just depending on who builds what. Instead, it's like, oh god, fire, water beats fire, and I don't know. That's just how it would play in my mind, and it seems to be a bit more interesting.
They did
Yeah.
do
I feel like at
one.
some point it could sorry. I feel like at
You're
some
good.
point it could almost get too complex.
They
Just
did
because it's a
a
MOBA, so
match.
you would have 5 different people. My bad, go right.
They did a live match during, or not live, but like they recorded a match of them playing one like full through. Ishihara actually chose the best starter from that like generation, so he was playing Blastoise and ended up just. It was interesting seeing how like there were intense moments during like team fights and stuff with them not having type advantages, but still seeing like there's a jungle in this game, which is crazy to think. On a phone, you could be like trying to jungle and your internet cuts out because you're connected to Arby's Wi-Fi and you're just like dropping while they're bringing out your sandwich. Like,
Man, I should
Oh,
have.
my Texas barbecue's out and I lost my Wi-Fi. No.
Man, I should have just gone to McDonald's and gotten a quarter pounder.
At least my Wi-Fi wouldn't cut out for my Pokemon MMO mobile bullshit.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see more of it. They didn't give a date on it yet, have they?
Not that I'm
No.
aware of, which I
All they
feel like
said it was in development.
in development, something like that. But it's really funny to see that the community has had such a negative reaction to it.
Oh
It
yeah.
was announced this morning. Like the Pokemon Direct came out this morning, and I'm pretty sure every video that's covered it so far, like IGN or whatever other people that have covered it, I think the Pokemon channel itself, it's really funny because they all have like 98k dislikes or like oh this ridiculous number of dislikes. Like I'm pretty sure the positivity statistics versus like positive versus negative, they're all like 25% or lower positivity.
Oh, that means we're gonna get negative reviews. No.
Why do you think that is? Like, what makes it just seem so bad?
I feel like
Prob-
personally it's because there's stigma against the MOBA
Yeah.
like MOBA genre
Yeah,
period.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
like people are like, oh, it's oversaturated. Oh, it's too popular. I don't like it. My small brain can't comprehend all the items I need to build. Or my brain is too large and I have no desire to comprehend these items.
It's either that or what you had talked a little bit about earlier. Those like anticipated, like we don't, even though we don't have evidence of this yet.
I mean, all I'm saying is they remade the Hoenn games. They remade Ruby and Sapphire. Like they gotta remake the Diamond and Pearl games. I want it so bad.
They would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
It'd be fantastic, especially with Crown Tundra being pretty Sinnoh heavy, I'm pretty sure. Or at least somehow leading into Sinnoh relation and things like that. I feel like it would be really cool of them to remake the Sinnoh games at some point.
I'm just waiting on the Unova remakes.
Oh, you're gonna be waiting for a while for those.
What
I
games were
know.
those again?
Black and white.
Gen 5. Gen 5.
Mm.
The music that slapped for generations.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Do you
One
guys
of-
know how well Pokken did?
Pokken?
Pokken.
I honestly never
Initial
followed it.
initial impressions on it, I know, was that was a good fighter, but the roster was just super limited for that
Yeah.
style of game. And then
Mhm.
it actually ended up getting popular later on because people found a backdoor with it on Switch that let you add homebrew onto the Switch. So
Oh.
it's like insanely hard to find still, I think, and like people have been picking up copies of it and stuff. And like this happens with a lot of games on Nintendo platforms. They find one that has like a leak that they can then tap into to inject their own like software into.
Right.
I remember
Gotcha,
on
Cap.
DS they used SpongeBob for it at one point, which was hilarious. But since they added more characters in and stuff, I want to say it's got a very enthusiastic community to it, but they are kind of just like sitting there, and once they have the meta built up in that game, they can't build on it much more because of it's not had much support in the long run.
Oh, okay.
Disappointing.
I was just wondering because that might kind of be like foreshadowing for them going, off meta again with their MOBA game.
Speaking of foreshadowing, though, the death of Mixer.
Oh,
We all saw this coming.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
the whole Mixer situation is really interesting to me because of the contracts that Ninja and Shroud signed with them.
So
Oh,
easy. So easy.
So the contracts that they had actually ended up having interesting situations with. So Mixer announced just a few days ago that they were going to shut down, and from my understanding, they were going to pivot their contracts to Facebook Gaming and sell them off. The
Oh,
but live on
problem with it
Facebook.
is you can't get out of that contract without having to pay out on it or offer a different platform that, like, they have to re-agree to the contract. But because of how it's set up, the estimated numbers were Shroud was getting $10 million from his contract, and it was like 2 or 3 years long and stuff. And Ninja was getting approximately 30 million from his contract. And because of how that works, when they offered the contract to go to Facebook Gaming, they had to offer double the amount that the initial contract had. And both of them turned it down. And because of
Oh.
that, they have Mixer can't fulfill their end of the contract and has to pay out 30 million to Ninja like overnight. And Shroud gets
Wow.
10 million overnight as well.
Okay.
Mixer has had
If
a
you
rough
think about
time.
it, though, if you think about it, though, Mixer giving it as long as they did, which honestly wasn't that long of a time to build up a platform from scratch, especially when you have a titan like Twitch or YouTube already getting into that and everything like that.
Yeah.
For Mixer to take that small of a time, and like as small in like the general sense, not the actual thing, but small amount of time, and just basically throw in the towel and be like, nah, we don't want to do this anymore. Let's just sell it to Facebook. It seems like they're honestly just quitting.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems like they're just giving up, like, without even giving it a fighting chance. And I'm sorry, but I feel no pity that they have to pay out those contracts because they made them with the intentions of keeping them, and they're just giving up. They're not even going to try to keep them.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like what, less
Like-
than a year?
Yeah.
I think it might have been
they-
like a year, a little bit, but I don't know.
It
The
feels a
problem they-
lot shorter.
The problem they like most likely had is just that they weren't growing numbers fast enough, and they're like, we don't see this, getting big.
Mm.
But it was literally like almost a year.
It
or
seemed like
however
it
long.
blindsided. Like, no one expected them to just announce that they were shutting down and stuff. It was really funny right after the announcement, the #1 page on Mixer, that was their front page, was someone setting up a Twitch profile. So you go to Mixer and you just see some dude scrolling, putting in his bio, like adding everything.
Just live streaming how to
Oh.
get off Mixer.
Pretty much.
Hey guys, welcome to my Mixer Twitch stream. This is how you make a Twitch profile and how to gain so many followers.
If you think about it, though, the people who started on Mixer, though, the people who are never on Twitch, never on YouTube, whatever, the people who started from Mixer and built up from Mixer, though,
Oof.
they're getting fucked over here.
Yeah.
They're losing their livelihood. They're losing their jobs over this. Like, for them to have to start all over again on Twitch or start all over again on YouTube and everything like that, and have to hit those goals again or rebuild their community and everything. And I'm sure, most people, their communities will just jump over and join them wherever if they love them that much. But there's gonna be a huge hit to their fan bases and everything like that. So those people who started on Mixer, they're getting fucked because they're not getting paid to leave. Like Shroud
Yeah.
or Ninja, they're
Right,
getting
like-
told to go. Like they're getting told to just fuck off, pretty much.
If all they have is like an affiliation or whatever, they don't have any support throughout
have-
any of this.
I haven't thought about that. So, whatever they end up doing, they're going to have to reapply for affiliate or partner if they move to Twitch or wherever.
Oh,
And
and if they
that's-
move to Twitch, they got to start from square one. So they got to
Yeah.
get all the requirements.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while for them to see anything like revenue generated through it, and that's going to be rough on it. Like, I feel like they had a good shot at Mixer, and to end it right now is tough because, especially during a pandemic where there's still people quarantined and stuff, a lot of those people were streaming consistently on Mixer because of that. And you have to wait X amount of days. I forget what it was that you have to stream in X amount of hours to hit those milestones on Twitch.
It was
That-
a week and like at least 8 hours a day.
I think you have to stream for like a week straight,
12 different days a week,
Yeah.
some shit like that.
and you have
Have
to
to
be
get-
on the platform for over a month.
And you have
That's
to get a
gonna be tough.
consistent amount of viewers.
Yeah.
which for affiliate, I'm pretty sure it's like 3 viewers, so it's not that bad. Partner is like 70 something or 80 something consistent, average viewers per stream, which
It's
is, for a little guy like me and stuff like that, that's hard to do. I barely break
Mm.
4 or 5 viewers.
it's they're not the only ones that are like deciding to jump ship on their own like platforms right now, it seems.
Oh,
Being that
absolutely.
Oh,
EA has just started to come back to Steam,
The
which
death of
EA's
Origin.
it really is surprising because I feel like Origin started to gain more people on there, especially with Apex Legends coming out.
mhm.
And
Oh,
there was that consistency
that's
of
right.
people logging on there and spending money on transactions. They're moving Apex back to Steam now at this point, and
Mm.
I'm curious to hear them come out and put out statements on why they chose to go back to Steam, but I'm not sure if we'll ever get them.
Honestly, though, the way I view it is people never went on Origin for Origin. They went on Origin for the game. They went on Origin for Apex and for Titanfall and for whatever other games they had on Origin. They weren't,
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age, Sims, whatever. They
Mhm.
weren't there for Origin because I mean, no hate to EA or anything like that, but Origin sucks. I
I've
remember trying to figure out Origin with you guys, trying to play Apex, try to do anything on
Yeah.
Origin, and it's
Ugh.
here. Let's spend 30 minutes trying to figure out how to open the fucking UI so I can send an invite to my friends. Oh, what do you mean the servers are down? Oh, what do you mean I can't connect? Oh, what do you mean this isn't working? The buttons aren't working. Wait, I'm soft locked into the screen and I can't get out of the Origin screen? What do you
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It it was clunky. It wasn't really, user friendly, and honestly, it just kind of tanked. And I'm not surprised that Origin's shutting down. I'm honestly surprised it went as long as it did.
Same.
Um, but hey, now it's on Steam.
I'm interested in seeing if other developers and publishers follow suit. Like if Uplay is going to stick around and stuff, or if they're going to try and pivot back towards Steam as well, and like just drop Uplay and have those integrations go away.
I feel like Uplay at least for now is probably going to stick around just because with the consistency of like the Assassin's Creed series and the numbers that generates, and with the announcement of Valhalla.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see that it might be going off, but then again, there's also stuff like the Siege that's on Uplay,
Right.
and that gets a ridiculous amount of numbers. Either people just watching, playing, or both.
Hmm.
I mean, I
I
would
think
say also though that most people who play Siege are probably launching it through Steam.
Yeah, but it does have that.
It, ha-
Steam,
it
yeah,
It
it's
still
through
requires
Steam,
it.
but you need Uplay to play it.
yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
Uplay is kind of the middleman in that.
I mean, I
The
think
store
Uplay did a pretty good job trying to get away from Steam with a lot of their games, at least.
They
the
definitely
Maybe
tried.
not.
storefronts are tough.
Maybe not Siege, but
The storefronts are going to be tough. It's interesting seeing how all of this is rolling out now, especially because it feels like we're going to get to a point where Steam has always been the king in, like, you go there, you buy games, and you can play them straight through that. But with Epic having grown their, like, store and everything so quickly, I saw some talk about how when they gave away GTA 5 on Epic, they came very close to Steam's player counts and numbers that I was surprised to hear about. Because I know a lot of people hated Epic Games and, like, their
yeah.
whole launcher and stuff, but
I mean, how we still know people who hate Epic Games and refuse
Yeah.
to download it.
I
All the
mean, it was really
exclusivity.
bad when only Fortnite was on it, and like Unreal and some other tournament game.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it shapes out. Uh, Epic does run really good sales and stuff, it seems, with their
Oh, yeah.
coupon system.
Yeah.
And those free games, like every so often, the rotating series, that's definitely a big draw for like people coming to the platform and such.
Right.
Bro, Hades for $10, GTA 5 for free, like the whole Batman Lego games and Arkham games for free.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason not to download Epic and just hang out. Because
It,
even if the game that they're giving out for free is not something you'd be interested in, it's still a free game you could pick up, and who knows, maybe 10 years down the line, you'd be like, shit, dude, I'll try this. I'm really bored. And you find a game you love.
it takes less than a minute. It's a free game. Even if you can't run it now, you might be able to in the future. So why
Yeah.
not pick it up?
There's never a reason to turn down free things, and that definitely correlates back to the argument we had way in one of the earlier episodes of the podcast, where people these days are way too choosy and picky of like free games and things because they're so open and available to people now.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's people who are literally just turning down free games just because, oh, that's not something that I'd be interested in. That's not something that I could see myself playing. Oh, my computer can't run it. It's like, well, Karen, maybe in 3 years you'll actually get a running laptop and you'll be able to play games. Maybe your
Oof.
computer won't shut down if you have 10 Chrome tabs open.
I,
Throwback to episode
All the-
1.
all the plebs playing with Chrome open. Opera GX is where it's at now.
Gamers, rise up. Opera GX. We have cool text sounds when you type.
I still have to download Opera. I
Same.
haven't used it.
I'll help you. I
I'm
converted Ryan. I'll
I'm a
convert the rest of you.
Yeet.
I thought it was just garbage, and then I actually gave it a shot, and I'm like, nope, not going back.
Ha! What you guys don't realize is this podcast is actually just a sponsorship from Opera. Just kidding. We're not that cool. Opera, please.
Please,
Please.
I love you.
Opera. Hit us up.
Opera.
Opera.
So,
Call Ryan, not me. He's more responsible.
another big announcement, which Ian, you had told me about when we were playing the other night.
Yeah.
Which I
Uh,
thought he was bullshitting about.
I thought
Yeah.
he was just making it up.
You did.
I saw it this morning and I still thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. April
Um,
was 2 months ago.
I heard about it like 4
So-
or 5 days ago, I think.
So, why don't you go and give
It's-
a idea of what it is?
Yeah, it's a collaboration between Avatar: The Last Airbender and the game we started picking up most recently, which is Smite.
Battleground of the Gods.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Finally
I
got
forgot
a
that's
diamond
the whole
god.
name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I got
Good job,
Diamond
boy.
Herc today. We played a few matches.
They were terrible.
Nice.
Yep, rough playing during the summer.
Ugh.
But it's okay. You
Fucking
got
Brain dead
diamonds.
Zeus mains.
But
Um,
so go into
Yeah,
some
no, you
detail
could-
on.
you could talk about it. Yeah.
So basically, what it is there's a collaboration between Avatar: The Last Airbender and Smite, made by High Res Studios, where basically, bro, what they're doing here is Aang, the Avatar, Zuko, the cool dude, and Korra from the show that I never watched because I'm uncultured, but it's really cool apparently,
Oh,
are
it's
all
good.
No, it's
being
not.
added to the game.
You're wrong, Brendan.
They're all being
I
added
think
to the
it's cool.
game as skins for characters, where Aang is a Merlin skin, Zuko is Susanoo, and then Korra is Scotty, which are all characters. They're all different gods. If you've never played the game, just do a quick Google search, or Ryan will throw up a picture or something.
We'll link it the lore down and below. No, we
Yeah, we'll like the lore.
No.
Yeah, subscribe to our new lore channel. We talk about our
Oh.
lore of the gods.
Oh
but
god.
Ew.
Basically,
He a
they're
big
being
wizard.
released in a battle pass kind of
Yeah,
thing,
battle pass.
where Smite has battle passes just like every other game nowadays. And I believe what I've gathered from it is that there's 2 different versions of each character skin. There is a regular Aang and then Avatar mode. Same with Korra. There's a regular and then Avatar mode. And then there's Zuko and then Blue Spirit Zuko, where he's got like the cool mask and the twin swords or whatever. And those are the prestige tracks, which I'm assuming is the paid for version of the battle pass.
Most likely, yeah.
So what I've gathered is they're available in the past, and there's free versions of the skins, and then the paid versions. Now I could be completely wrong, and Prestige could be something entirely different, but that's what I've gathered, and that's what I'm guessing. Um, which, if that's the case, that's super cool because that means that everyone who plays like it during this event long enough will be rewarded for it, and will get cool crossover skin, and that's cool to me if they do it like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
considering I've been getting more into Merlin as of late, that Aang skin is so tickling fancy. Not what I. Anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I first heard the news about this, I was thinking that they were adding a new pantheon, and it was going to be Avatar. I don't know why they would do that.
that would
Why
have
there
been
would be a
so good.
reason to, but it would be really freaking awesome for anyone part of the fan club, I guess.
I'm excited, and this came out of nowhere. I think their timing is great, though, with Avatar having gone on Netflix recently.
Yeah,
And I like the idea of crossovers in games that aren't just like, as much as Smash is amazing about like, hey, we got this character from another game in here, and like we're going to add them in like full moveset and stuff. It's cool seeing them be like, yeah, we're pulling characters from like shows and stuff that we are into, and like giving them a more fleshed out feeling. Didn't Ruby do a crossover with Smite at one point?
yeah,
Yeah, they
Smite,
did.
yep.
The first crossover they had, the first major crossover was with Ruby, the show from Rooster Teeth and all them. And they had the four main characters as skins for different characters, which was cool as fuck and is still cool as fuck. I just wish they weren't so expensive.
Screw
Um,
Thanatos.
Mm,
but
yeah,
yeah, the fact that they've done that kind of crossover now, this Avatar crossover, it really opens up opportunities for, hey, what else could they possibly crossover with? Which
yeah.
Daredevil
Like,
Mercury skin.
Daredevil.
That's just something that popped into my head when I
that
saw
would
this. I'm
be,
like, oh,
yeah.
oh,
I
I
can't
think it's
see.
cool. No, bullshit.
Punch,
I like
punching
Daredevil. I like
blindly with
Mercury.
nunchucks.
Like that's just my whole thing. It's just blind
Mm.
men go punch.
Give me Daredevil as a skin in Mortal Kombat for, who was it, Rain?
Rain.
The
Rain would be
blind,
cool.
like, just seeing it more crossovers like this, I think would be really cool. And I wanted to ask you guys if you had like something that you really would like to see crossover with gaming, like if there's any one like show or like property that you think would be really cool to see show up in games.
Just any two random game
Oh
crossovers
man.
or anything.
Game or show, anything like that.
Oh god. Oh god. Why
Wait.
would you do this? I want.
Uh,
I'm gonna sound like a total dweeb here. I want My Hero Academia and Smite.
Oh, it would be
Deku!
so good.
Shoto Todoroki as Agni.
Oh, that would be so
yes.
cool.
His 2 was the ice wave from the tournament arc.
Yeah. And the ultimate is just
Oh,
the fireballs.
yes.
All
Oh, that would
Might
be cool.
Robin.
Oh,
Oh. Too
We're
bad
just
Robin
throwing haymakers.
sucks.
Just throwing haymakers. But just that would be for me because I'm a total dweeb and I love both of those things. So I'd love to see them combined together.
Samurai Champloo cross with Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
Just
hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I watched the entire show recently, and I'm just like, please, I
Dude.
need more.
Imagine, like, it actually impacts gameplay with the steel-toed, like, kabuki sandals.
Oh, that would be
That'd be
sick.
dope.
It's okay, Ian. I also have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, yeah.
yeah. This one's just weird for me, but, like, considering MOBAs and everything, I think it'd be cool to see, like, I don't know what to put it in exactly, but there's this old show called The Sacred Blacksmith, or that I would like to see like crossover with something because I thought that show was really cool. Don't know
Crossover
what
with
exactly.
RuneScape. All right.
Maybe.
Oh, actually, one thing I would like to see would be I forget the names of the different monsters, but one of the monsters from Amnesia: The Dark Descent put
Oh,
into Dead by Daylight.
that would
That
be
would be
good.
cool.
Like
That would
The
be
aesthetics
awesome.
fit perfectly already because it's like just grotesque, butchered up
Oh man,
carcass coming
the
at you
entity
with
is just like,
yeah,
give me that.
I will also
for real.
say, Blade Runner with Cyberpunk would be an amazing
Oh,
thing to
if
see.
they
That
don't,
would just fit perfectly.
if they
Yeah,
don't have like references to Blade Runner, either the original or 2049, like in Cyberpunk already, like I'm going to be upset.
Speaking of upset, Ryan, you're pissed off at all of us for never playing a skate game. What's your big
Skate
news?
is amazing. They announced Skate 4 at EA's press conference. I'm so excited. I want more Skate. And
Just
so
goes in.
so Skate was a really cool game in like skateboarding in general because the way they handled controls were instead of like just hitting the face buttons to do tricks, you actually had to like flick the analog sticks in different ways to like pop the tail and change your like foot placement and stuff on it. And to hear that they're making another one, so on every post that EA used to make on Instagram, everyone would just say Skate 4 over and over, and you can go and look at Instagram at their old posts, and it's just that over and over again.
I'm gonna do it.
And it feels like we're getting a resurgence of skating games in general, with the Tony Hawk getting a remaster. Session was a like in development skating game that had a different style of controls with you changing your foot placement with the triggers and bumpers to actually like change where you would like move each part of it. And I love those games, and I'm so excited to hear that there's a new one, and they had amazing modes in it, and you guys got to try Skate. It's so good.
So can we call you a skater boy?
She
See you
said,
later.
"See you later, boy."
Thank you.
and that was
One-
how the story goes.
Don't copyright us, please.
But skating games I've always held a soft spot for, and I will always be interested in checking them out. And I just want to hear if you guys were interested in similar stuff where like if you had a game that was a sports game growing up, and like I never played much sports growing up, but I was super into a few, and I just wanted to hear like what your experiences were in that regard.
Yeah.
For me, when I was young, I didn't have a lot of consoles or a lot of anything really. I think I had like a PS2 with like 2 games on it, and the 2 games were the PS2 Spider-Man game, which
Yeah.
I would just play the tutorial and then quit and then go back and just play the tutorial again, like because I was really young and dumb, and I was like, oh, this game, there's no real game, it's just this is fun. So I'd dick around in the tutorial, and then I think I had a NASCAR game, so I raced the fuck out of a NASCAR game, which was really funny because I knew nothing about NASCAR, and I goes, haha, cargo burr.
Cargo left and go over left and another
And
left.
and all these, NASCAR, you're not supposed to smash people. You're not supposed to destroy cars. That's fucked up. There's people in there. Little me, I rammed them. I was trying to kill everybody. This was a death race for me.
You should have played Twisted Metal then.
Yeah, I should have.
That was a fun one. I remember watching my brothers play that game. One game. Oh, I actually have played. I think it was a skate game or Tony Hawk Pro Skate. One of those games. I played it at my cousin's house like once or twice. It was interesting. But one sport game that I liked more. I had the Wii Fit balance board or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and I would play Wii Ski
All
like
right.
Wii Ski
every
was all right.
day.
I
It was
remember
so
going
much
over to your
fun.
house and being like, yo, man, let's go down
Yeah.
this bunny hill, and then immediately go to the top of the mountain and be like, yo!
You could do
Oh,
anything in that game. I
man.
mean, ski related, of course, but
For me,
so much fun.
it's weird because like I actually like played sports growing up. I did football. I did a bunch of martial arts, which kind of pushed me towards fighting games. But the
Ah, man.
biggest thing, look, man, it's great having this like Taekwondo background. Going into a game, I'm like, oh, kicks. That's, but the like closest I have is that like Tony Hawk Pro Skate. I remember having on the PS2. Like Connor, I only had like 2 games. I had Kingdom Hearts and Tony Hawk Pro Skate.
Yeah.
Two
yeah.
different worlds there.
The duality of man.
The duality of gamers. But that was my experience. The only like sports game I had was the Tony Hawk Pro Skate. So I'm just happy to see it, and I might pick up Skate.
I am glad to see a lot of these games getting remade and stuff. I still really just think, like, one of the earliest memories I have playing games and stuff was Super Mario Strikers. And just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Strikers was so
Why didn't I
good.
mention that one?
All the
Oh.
Mario sports games are just amazing.
Yeah,
Ian, going head to head in like
my
the baseball,
gosh.
was that Strikers, the baseball one, or was that
baseball was not Strikers?
Yeah, Strikers was the soccer
Yeah.
one, but I
Yeah.
remember you and me
Oh my
like
gosh.
against your brothers or against each other
Yeah.
in the baseball game. We got heated.
Dude, I forgot about those games actually. That's so funny.
Oh, we should play them again.
Yeah. Wii baseball, Wii strike or Mario
We bowling.
Strikers.
Everyone
boxing.
was
Oh my gosh.
pulling up to do some Wii bowling and Wii tennis when
Look,
Yeah.
man,
Wii
like Connor
Sports
said,
was Wii Sports was
Wii-
it too.
Wii Sports
Wait.
boxing goes hard.
Hold on. Did
Yeah.
anyone here ever play Wii Sports Resort where they had the kendo?
I didn't.
Oh.
No.
I had that. I swear to God. One coming from a martial arts background of like Taekwondo and Kendo. Yeah.
I just remember going sicko mode on some losers in Wii Sports boxing, where there was no skill involved. There was no tactics. It's how fast you could go like this with the
Just-
controllers.
Yeah. I mean,
You
you
just
could do like
work on
side
that
punches
jab.
and uppercuts.
Yeah,
but
just
No, that didn't matter when you're
The-
getting
the
decked in the
ja-
face by little Jimmy who's going like, "Ah!"
yeah, jabs were the best. I remember I was at my uncle's. I was at my uncle's house, and I was doing like a run for the gauntlet on Wii Sports Boxing, and my uncle came over, and he was just going faster than me, and he kicked my ass.
You just get handed to you.
Like I beat all my cousins. I was beating like level 8 or I think it was 1,000 computers. You hit
Yeah.
pro mode. I was like kicking their asses, and then my
And then
uncle
you're-
came and showed me up.
ever so slightly faster.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like it's a perfect time while we're riddled with nostalgia to wrap up this episode of the podcast for this week. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to stick around because we got a lot more of these. We have a new episode out every Thursday, if not Friday. So make sure to stick around. Show us some love. We'll obviously show it back because we love you all dearly. Have a wonderful morning, night, anything. We love you. Bye-bye.
See ya.